Hey, welcome back to Chaotic Nerdtral. We were on a little hiatus, but we're back, and we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Sarah.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Jessica.
Welcome back, Jessica.
Yay! Jessica works nights and weird shifts now.
Yeah. I don't exist on weekends anymore.
Yeah, so... it's come to our attention that we named our podcast Chaotic Nerdtral and haven't talked about D&D yet, so we probably need to remedy that situation.
I didn't even realize that, but yeah. Oops. I realized that we did name it after that, but it's probably been sprinkled in, right?
Right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we always figured we were going to get around to talking about it, and we just haven't.
Yeah, well, here it is. The long-awaited, a year later.
So, we'll talk about D&D, our favorite classes, some memorable campaign moments, and then any other kind of tabletop games that we want to shout out. So yeah, who wants to go first?
I don't know. Should we start with classes, maybe? Is that the easy segue?
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm recently playing a rogue for the first time, and I'm really liking it. It's like a swashbuckler pirate type.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah.
That class seems super OP
it's
for
ridiculous.
me.
You don't have to, you get to sneak attack no matter what, because you have, fancy footwork. You can,
that's
pirouette
what
and
Jacob
shit.
always plays.
Yeah, I'm using, a rapier.
It's
and,
stab, 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 stab.
Yeah,
dead.
I'm, bouncing in with tank, ability, as far as, soaking damage, poking stuff, and then just, flipping back out, and I'm loving it. Which I didn't think I would, because I'm usually, a spellcaster.
I guess, before we get too far deep into this, I don't know if this explanation is needed, given the base of people that would be listening to this podcast, but in case...
let's do it.
If you are the type of nerd who has not gone so deep down the nerd rabbit hole that you've never played a tabletop game, Dungeons and Dragons and other RPGs play a board game without the board, or basically it's like playing a board game, but the rules are a lot more fluid. Instead of saying this is your turn, these are the actions you can take, you really can do anything that would make sense for your character to do, and you use dice to see how well you do the thing that you're proposing to do. And it's sort of like a group storytelling experience with one person kind of setting the stage and not being a player character, and just being sort of all of the extras in this performance-based game space.
And I think it's good to say that there's rules, but they're always kind of up for discussion or debate, as long as they make sense.
It even says it in the book, this is just a guideline.
I see so many Reddit arguments, though, so it's you really can kind of win either way. There's just so much. But...
Everybody knows.
Yeah,
someone.
Everybody knows.
Who's a rules Nazi.
Lawyer,
Yeah.
That is true, yeah. I feel it's, DMs are going to be rule sticklers when it works for them, and then when it, doesn't.
Yeah, I think it totally depends on the group dynamic that you're playing with. Some groups are going for a lot more of the loosey-goosey storytelling experience, where they're more than happy to throw the rules away if it makes sense for the story and the drama and the fun. There are some people who want to play it a lot more like a competitive sort of board game type angle, where there's a lot more attention to the classes and the stats and the specific moves that you can acquire through these classes.
See, we kind of do a hybrid, I feel.
I think that's the best zone to be in,
I feel we do have very distinct roles in the party, which I enjoy. Everybody has their strengths, which I enjoy. I really don't feel people are over encroaching on each other's utility ever. So we stick to the rules. I feel combat is where we stick to the rules, right?
Yes.
But obviously in the open world, skills and things like that, I feel are more fluid, open to interpretation, to keep the story element open.
I tend, as a DM, to give players more points and flexibility, if they're role-playing well.
Gotcha.
If,
we do inspiration or whatever if you do something really creative, obviously. And inspiration, if you don't know what that is, you just pretty much get extra awesome roles,
if you are being creative and
you're being creative and fun.
I think if if you want to do something kind of out of the box, but you can give me a good explanation of how it would go down, that's fine. Let's just pick a number and let you roll for it, and then we'll see how well you did at what you proposed to do.
Yeah.
I think those are always some of the best moments when people kind of are like, well, what if I,
I play with all boys, so they're always doing just dumb shit, like
dumbass
pooping,
shit.
like pooping inside of, like a treasure chest. Sometimes, like late into the night, as they get increasingly like more drinks.
Yes.
All of a sudden, they're pooping in treasure chests and sealing it shut for somebody else to find because they like picked the lock and there's nothing in there and they were mad about it. So they just
that makes sense.
Took a dump. One guy like ate a raw bat, like in Barovia or something, and he had like dysentery, for quite a while.
Gross.
Like in the middle of battle, just paralyzed by his like shits. Because he was just being dumb and ate a bat. I think it was like on one of the tables, like a banquet table, like inside one of the houses or something. And
he was
just
like
chilling. Well, and it's like in his character, he's a barbarian, and he's like, I'm hungry. He's just hungry all the time. So he's like, I'm gonna eat that, And then so he eats it, and then he had like the shits
was
for like.
Was it alive?
It was like recently dead, I think.
I was about to say, how would it just be like? I can't picture a bat standing up.
It wasn't like
table.
Cooked. It was just dead and like raw and like cold dead meat.
Wait a minute, was there other food options on the table?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, just checking.
But good time.
Yeah. So what's your pirate rogue's name?
I named her Euphemia because I'm a loser.
What is that from?
So I always like tend to name my characters after like mech anime characters. And Euphemia is from Code Geass, which everybody should watch. It's fantastic. And she's a character from there. So it's EUPHEMIA, Euphemia. I know. So like my other character in the last campaign was Soma, and that's after a Gundam character again, as usual.
Oh my god.
So it's like always something like that.
Why am I not surprised?
I know. And she's like nothing like the character at all.
No, it's just like a
name,
little nod.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep the trend. AKA, I'm lazy, so I just pull up a list of like Gundam names because they're always like stupid and like dramatic. Like, there's Ribbons Allmark that I'm saving for a campaign one day. My name's just gonna be Ribbons.
That is pretty good.
That'd
be good for like a warlock.
Biscuit,
yeah, Biscuit. Somebody's name is Biscuit. And the classic, I've mentioned him before, Alleluia Baptism. This is his second shout out on this podcast.
That'd be a
Alleluia.
good priest name.
Yeah. Or just like something really satanic, maybe. Because he had like kind of a split personality.
Like a necromancer?
He was just like a psycho murder, like on, like,
There's gotta be a fan-made Gundam, like, TTRPG. We can download
I'm sure there is. We should. Actually, I would like love that.
That would be pretty fun.
I would probably just like be screaming the whole time.
Yeah, I was about to say, Sam wins. She is Gundam incarnate.
Yeah, I would love that. We should find it.
I'm sure it exists.
Somebody link it to us.
There's a tabletop fan-made game for everything.
It's
if there's not an officially licensed one.
I got real close to playing, like, pro wrestling RPG where you like make up your wrestler. That probably lends itself
really well.
Yeah, that would actually probably be really
gimmick.
Fun.
Yeah,
their special move and what stats it has.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like, it's weird.
I do like that as well.
I didn't think I would like, for example, that one show on Netflix about wrestling, like with the women. Glow, but it was great. So it's like that kind of scenario to me, like how they all have like cheesy characters.
I would love to play a wrestling tabletop game where like we actually have our own entrance music that plays, like, when our character comes in.
We have to have a stage and like like a run, like a shitty runway, just like a slightly
we'll get some
erected
curtains up on like a curtain rod, and
we all have to come out like in our wrestling outfit.
Oh my god, that would be pretty amazing.
Music, yeah.
Is that LARPing though? Are we wrestle LARPing?
I mean, I've been saying this, that I just want to become
I'm not going to
elf.
actually wrestle you guys.
I just want to become an elf and move to the woods, so this isn't a stretch for me. I will LARP as my professional wrestler, because the older I get, the more LARPing is appealing to me, because I just hate everything.
Yep,
and,
reality
full body
sucks.
escapism.
I'm ready to go live in the woods as a princess over the forest in, like, some pitch shitty tent, like... And send men into battle, and they'll probably do it.
And we'll
fake battle.
We'll sit on the balustrade and drink wine.
I mean, doesn't that sound like a good time? Like, even if it's just bullshit, like, look at these people running around.
I'm telling you, we'll just go up to my mom's
Pretend
cabin.
royalty. Yeah, that's like, we need to borrow this, Mom. For
like, go somewhere else
for a few weeks.
Leave us the hounds and the chickens.
Yeah, for a few weeks. She comes back. We have like tents and like a little city erected like around the house, and it's like our
banners,
our
and campfires.
Yeah, we have like a weird like
the dogs are all wearing
encampment.
armor.
Yeah. Oh, we have little tents and shit, and like people just living out there LARPing.
Oh yeah,
she would love that.
Do it.
I'm sure she'd love it.
She probably would. Tony would. That's for sure.
Yeah, so what... Well, I know I said I was playing a rogue most recently. What about everybody else?
Last time I played D&D, my character was a swamp druid. She was a half elf, and her elven family was very snooty and sent her to wizard school to, carry on the family tradition. And she was like the black sheep, and she didn't want to go to wizard school, so she was a wizard college dropout. And she went on like a cross-country journey to find herself, and ended up with a group of
idiots.
And she hates goblins, and she ended up with 2 goblins that hated her just as much. And that was pretty fun.
And Phil was a big baby. The end.
Yeah, Phil was one of the goblins, and he did not get along well with Lila, the swamp druid.
I really, that's exciting.
It was fun. It was a fun campaign.
Druids are cool.
Yeah,
I love druids.
Was really fun.
Yeah, druid was probably like if not my fave, it's like in the top 2.
Yeah, I really like druids. I really like warlocks, and I
haven't
really
ever
like
played
archers.
a warlock yet, like for realsies, like long term. I think I've done like a one shot maybe. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'll do that. Well, I don't know. I'm supposed to DM, aka I still need players. I think.
Oh.
I think we have 2 spots. I'm gonna do Eberron.
Spots say, "Don't tell the internet." They'll be like,
"Oh no, not that." That was
not
bad.
open to the public.
Not open to the public. Open to
that's
you guys.
That's a little too intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how our D&D games normally go. Pretty intimate.
Yeah, I want to play again so badly, but it's
time consuming.
It's so hard to find time.
It is,
and especially with a group of other people.
Yeah, that also need schedules. To find time. Yeah. We've I don't know, I did really good over the pandemic as far as that went. We are finishing Barovia now.
I would love to do a weekday game. Yeah. Y'all are.
Yeah, no, that's when I would be doing it. Is I'm gonna do an Eberron thing, I think on Tuesdays, probably, likely.
I could probably manage a weekday. I don't think I could manage a weekend anymore.
No, weekends it's a no.
It's especially a no for me.
No, they don't even exist.
And plus, it would be online. I'd be doing it online.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is nice too, since I'm a little further away now. It's hard to get up there.
It's just a lot easier for everyone involved.
Sure. What was your last or favorite class, Jessica?
I was about to say, I don't even remember the last D&D game I played in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've been DMing
I've been DMing for some years, and once you start doing it, it's like Pringles. If somebody knows you can do it, they're gonna be like, hey, do it. But I feel like I'm the worst DM just because I don't really care about rules, and I'm...
No, I like that. Rules kind of suck. I'd rather just have fun.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like the rules are only, like, necessary for, like, combat. And that's about it. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah, I think so. I've been playing D&D so long, I've probably played every class. And I think my favorite, I switch between Warlock, Druid, and Cleric for me.
Yeah. I always end up playing Cleric, but I think I'm, like, sick of it
I think my favorite character was a Cleric. It was in a Pathfinder game. Yes, Gilly. I loved her. Gilly. She had a wonderful beard. And got more action than any of the other party that had been adventuring like 2 years before she showed up.
It's Jenny the beard. Would love her. It was the beard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny, like, playing these games, how, like, you get really attached to some of the characters that you made. Like, I have such fond memories. I really liked my lizard lady Pancake from that space game we were playing. How was that?
Pancake.
Starfinder?
I really want to play Starfinder.
Looks at shelf next to me.
I still haven't played Starfinder.
We could do that.
And I really want to play Starfinder. We could do that on some
weeknight.
Oh yeah, maybe. Starfinder was really good, and we didn't really get to play that long before, like, you know,
everybody quit.
That's what the problem is. Like, you get into a group and it's like, and that's why, like, I'm really, like, hesitant to commit to another tabletop group, is because I never want to be the one who can't come, because as soon as the one person is, like, consistently can't come, the whole thing just, like, everyone's kind of like, this isn't gonna happen, and it just kind of fizzles out. So I never want to be that person. I don't want to, like, commit to it unless I can actually, like, show up consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you're always gonna have a night that, like, you know,
yeah, it happens from time to time. We've been real I don't know, I've had a lot of luck, like 2 games running for like 2 years straight.
No, that's really good. Nice.
Yeah. Very impressive.
I think it's mostly been the online factor, though, obviously.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Yeah, it keeps people's attention better than being at a table with all sorts of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that makes me sad about playing online is not being able to use all my cool dice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. It does. That is
half
sad.
A shelf of them.
That is sad.
There's a physical aspect
it's not
to it
the
that
same,
I really like. Yeah. It's like playing Magic cards, like paper Magic versus like playing online. There's something to like the tactile sensation of it that is hard to replace. But I mean, if it's the difference between being able to play and not being able to play.
Well, and you also have to make sure people are willing to like turn on their cameras, because like sometimes some people, like for me, if you're playing online, you kind of have to have your camera on for like role playing and stuff because it helps, or like, you know, when people are speaking or doing things.
Yes.
Because otherwise everybody's always like screaming over each other, or like if, I don't know, I notice like if people don't turn the camera on, they're not participating as much as like the people that do, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe they're busy, obviously, but I feel like that's part of it too. Like you kind of gotta, I know it's different online, but it's like you really should, in my opinion, have your camera on. But...
No, you have to. We, for just some background information for us recording the podcast, even though we don't release it in video form, we always record with face cams because it really helps you knowing like when someone wants to speak or not speaking over each other. So I think that's huge for any sort of online interaction.
Yeah.
My first online D&D game was like actually like years and years ago, and we had the option of cameras, but nobody did it because we were all strangers, I think, so it was a little, but I mean, we did pretty okay. Yeah, we had like 3 really role-play people, and then 2 people that, you know, just cast their spells and never talked. Yeah. So it kind of worked out, I guess. I mean, I had a lot of fun with them.
I suppose if, like, the only flip side to if you were strangers not having face cams is if you had avatars, then you could probably really envision those people as their avatars instead of who they are in real life. But I
guess I don't super ever play with, like, strangers, so...
That's the other
part, this was, too. It was, like, a necessity. I wasn't going to be playing D&D if I didn't...
You had to recruit people, like, that way.
Sometimes you roll the dice, no pun intended, and you get a good group.
Yeah, one of them is actually still a very close friend of mine, like... The other ones disappeared into the ether, but...
Right. Hey, no harm, no foul. It can either, like, work or not work, and then you just don't come back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd love to play again. I played a lot of different tabletops.
Eberron. I'm thinking Tuesdays.
Eberron? What is Eberron?
It's a different D&D, like, world.
Yeah.
But it's
not
just it's
Faerun.
5e still, 5th edition.
Yep. I'll
Okay.
link it to
Is this
you.
the one with the bunny people?
No, this is one with like the war mech people.
I have the bunny people one though. If you want to play
Do
that.
you? I've seen pictures and I'm like,
I want to be a
oh,
bunny
people.
person.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting too, right?
Yeah, I'm
It's
a
like
bunny
so.
person.
I'm so torn. I'm like I want to DM because I wrote up the whole like story and like all the shit
Mhm.
already and like important characters, like it's ready to go. But then I'm like I also want to play a character.
I know. It's such a hard
It's a struggle.
choice.
It sucks.
I do like
I mean-
DMing a lot though. Like I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I
Mhm.
do.
I think I would like it. So
I mean, if the story allows for it, you could sometimes get a couple like main NPCs that you get to kind of play as.
that's true. That's true.
You know.
Yeah,
I don't know if your story allows for that.
it
but-
does. Yeah.
So, you at least have a way to like
I mean, you're
have
gonna
more
get
agency in the
a
game.
dumb NPC that sticks around whether you want one to or not.
Because the
Somebody's gonna
party-
adopt
Recruit
Chungus the
somebody,
Goblin.
Yeah.
the party will attach themselves to it.
Yep, it's bound to
Um,
happen. I can work with
no.
that though.
I would love to play. I would love to play again. I would just have to look at my schedule and make sure I could commit to it, but that is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played other than D&D, I played Cyberpunk. That was pretty fun. Eclipse Phase, which is another kind of cyberpunky one. That's like sort of like same universe as like Altered Carbon. If you guys are familiar with that, it was a Netflix series. It was a book. That one was really weird because you weren't like a physical person anymore. You reach the point where everybody is their identity is the data that they have, and like a cortical stack that goes on their neck, so you could like switch bodies at any time. You could just be in a robot body, you could be in like a bio body that's been made, and then like you also like would be regularly uploading like a copy of yourself to like the main servers. So like if you were killed, you weren't necessarily dead as long as your data was saved.
Mm-hmm.
It was very trippy. It was like a weird thing about like having like no physical identity.
Yeah.
And the campaign we played, actually, we found out like 2/3 of the way through the game that we weren't actually our true selves. We were illegal copies of ourselves that had been made for
Ooh.
like some nefarious purpose. Which
I love
was really
that.
interesting. And because we ran into our real selves.
Oh,
Wow.
Who
cool.
were trying to stop us.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my god, this is like an existential crisis. It was a really cool campaign.
That sounds really fun.
And then Vampire the Requiem. Vampire stuff's always fun.
I always,
played-
I've
Yeah.
tried to play it multiple times, but like that's the thing where like the groups just never.
Yeah, the group fizzled out, which sucks because my character was a scientist who did not want to be. It was turned into a vampire against her will and was trying to synthesize a cure for vampirism. But her master, who turned her for her science, was trying to also entice her to create the cure because he wanted to weaponize it against the other vampire clans
Yeah.
to de-vampirize them.
Yeah. Nice.
So, those were my experiences. You guys had any other games that you played or particular campaigns that stuck out to you?
I just finishing up Barovia. That was fun. But it's like, I already kind of like was familiar with it because of Jess here. So like, it wasn't like super new. It was
That's
really
like
fun. But yeah.
Vampires and Frankensteins and stuff like
It's
that. Right?
vampires, yeah.
No Frankensteins.
No.
We
There's,
didn't
like,
know.
witches. There's like a Baba
Yeah,
Yaga.
there's witches. There's like kind of like weird fortune teller, like
Yeah.
mystic.
So it's very
wonderful.
Transylvania.
It's very
Yes.
Transylvania. Yeah, Castle
Okay.
Ravenloft. We're fighting, final boss dude right now, and it's just taking a while. Obviously,
My players just ate him alive.
we're doing fine, but I just killed off.
I felt so bad. Like the end was so anticlimactic.
I was going to say that's a
Like,
little
They
anticlimactic.
just
No.
smushed him.
our RDM
this
added
is the
like a
first
million
game
ads, so it was bad. He added like 5 million ads, so I just offed Bucephalus.
Yes.
Wait, it was a player character?
No,
That's the horse.
It was the horse
right?
that
Yeah.
Strahd
That's
rode
Strahd's
in on.
horse. It's like a-
Oh.
Black ponytail.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's accurate.
Gotcha. I
Yeah.
follow.
But yeah, our DM added like a shit ton of ads, so that's been what's taking so long is the ad phase. The ad phase.
Bats.
We're like, here
more
comes the
bats,
ad phase.
More bats.
Yeah, it's bats, like dire wolves, a bunch of shit, you know. But it's fun. I like it. And then, I don't know, I haven't really done any, like, campaigns lately. I've just done, like, homebrew shit, like, like, the other 2 campaigns I've been doing are just like, straight up, like, original, like, they made up the world and the story and the maps and everything, so, but that's been really fun. I really like the one we're doing right now, but that's the one with Euphemia, so.
Does she have a nice hat?
She has a nice hat, yes. Lots of feathers.
To
Too many feathers. Nice. Just keeps picking up feathers, you know. More feathers in the hat. But yeah. Good times. I don't know. So like other games, I don't know, like the other games that I play aren't really like as intense. They're kind of more like obviously like one night things. You know?
Oh, like one shots?
Yeah, obviously. Like just
we did that Christmas one shot one time where you guys like were like trying to find cheese or something. I don't remember what was
that
about.
was really fun. But so I do have a game you guys really need to play, but it's only like a 2-hour game. And I think it's like 4 people.
Ideal.
Have you played Mice and Mystics?
Yes, I have.
I know about it.
I have it.
Yeah.
I have the
It's great.
expansions. It is great.
Yeah. So Jess can back me up, but you're like your little mice that are still loyal to the
I
king.
feel like the one time I played it, it went super long, and then everyone was murdered by a cat.
That sounds
no!
right. Yeah.
That's
But,
so
like,
sad.
You're trying to escape, you know, and you have to warn the king, and like you have to go through the castle, and it's
Is
like
the king a dude
it's
or
like
a mouse?
the mouse king, right? Is it the mouse king? Yeah, I think so.
Or is he like is this like a Cinderella type situation?
I would assume it's a mouse. You're all like mice. And,
Okay.
you know, you're trying to, like, you take on one of the 4 characters. So there's, like, a fencer, there's a smith, there's a wizard type thing, and then there's a healer, right? So you all, like, have a specific role, obviously. And you have to, like, it's a story-driven game, so it changes, you know? Like, how we play the game, like, Arabian Nights or whatever, kind of how, like, shit changes, or, like, everything's constantly changing. So it's that type of game where you work together, and you're trying to, like, figure out, like, how the hell to, you know, warn the king and, like, save the day. And there's a cheese system.
Sold. I'm already want to play.
So you hoard your cheese, and, like, it's like, you know, the money cheese.
Cheese.
But yeah, there's expansion. I haven't played any expansions. Did you, Jess? Are they good?
I did not. I have only played the base game once, and it
we need to play it. It's so good. It's so cute.
Yeah, this is years ago,
So
I think.
it's kind of more like betrayal-ish, I guess, if I had to say something. Like, you know, as far as getting through the castle part, like the
That's
map.
what I was gonna say. Is it like is there no DM and it's more of just a cooperative, like,
yeah, it's a cooperative game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But like
That
you
makes
all
sense.
have a role, and then like the scenarios are different, and then like the castle, you know, changes shape, and like you encounter different things. So kind of like how, you know, you explore
Betrayal-esque.
Yeah, like you explore the house in like Betrayal, like, and, you know, open up the things, but you're the mice, and you have these like quests.
Are you putting down like physical tiles, like it's like a board game?
You have picture tiles, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a tabletop like board game, but it's like a, you know, more story,
like an RPG-ish board game, yeah. More in the middle.
And then I think it's the same people that made Stuffed Fables, and Stuffed Fables is where you're a team of stuffed animals, and you're trying to save your child from an evil, like, nightmare mastermind.
That's
so it's like this
amazing.
It's
like
same,
a human child.
Yes, yeah. So you're just
like you're protecting your child owner.
So you're alive, and like you encounter these nightmare fables, like scenarios, and like you have to go through the nightmare fables, and you're trying to protect your child from the nightmares, pretty much.
So it's sort of like Toy Story D&D.
Yeah, exactly. Except it's like the same thing where you have the map and you have the quest, and everybody has like a role, like you're a different Stuffy, they call it, you know?
Aww.
Super cute. I haven't played it in years, but like that's another one we really need to play.
I would love to. I love all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's so
like,
exciting.
and the stories are so good, and like, you know, you kind of you throw your own flavor in, and they're short.
Yeah, it's easier to play something like that than to set up a whole D&D campaign.
Like one night.
Yeah.
But I prefer
do love
D&D,
D&D,
obviously, but it's hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
No, there's so many that, like, you know, they have such promise in the beginning, but it's just so hard. I don't know what the secret is. People, you know, comment, tell me your story, tell me your secret for keeping it running really long. Well, Sam, you've had really good luck, but like,
yeah, but it's like the online factor.
I've had a couple games that have gone on years, but
yeah, I'd have to say
I got nothing. Like, I haven't played D&D since like the second month of the pandemic. I have been dry for a year,
which is a bummer.
It's sad. I'm sad.
No, and it's such like a unique experience. I really can't compare it to a lot of other things. I know that there's a lot of trepidation, like starting a game like this, because it seems kind of out of people's comfort zone. But I think if you find the right group of people and you just kind of loosen up, don't try to take it like too seriously. Just take it seriously enough that, like, you know, you want to play and engage, but you don't have to worry about, like, you're not writing the Odyssey. You're just there to have a good time and tell an interesting tale. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like a deep
and characters can do like dumb shit that doesn't matter too. That's so fine. It's like all like whatever you're doing. It's like, you know, just try and do what your character would do, and you'll be fine.
Find a good group that's going to be welcoming, that are going to explain things to you. Probably not a super rule-oriented group, and I really recommend
that they
trying
won't
some
care
sort of
when you're like, oh shit, like I fucked that up. I rolled the wrong dice.
No, I've played D&D or different tabletop games in many different settings with many different people, and I can never, ever remember the damn rules. I feel like...
Oh, no, I'm the worst. I will remember, like, the most minuscule detail about some dumb thing that doesn't matter, but, like, what dice are you rolling? Oh.
Yeah, I have no
it's like
idea.
I like roll the same shit sometimes, like over and over, and I'm still like, oh, okay, I need to look at what I wrote down.
Jessica, I have no idea. What's my attack bonus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Or like, didn't you use all your spell slots for that spell? I'm like, oh, I have no idea. Probably.
What day is it? Cheating. Did I take a nap?
It's like, yeah, like, I did a short rest during battle. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I just closed my eyes.
I put up my bubble, my rest bubble, and I took a nap. It's fine. My tiny hut.
My pocket spa for
it's
all
fine.
you Taz fans. Any parting words about Dungeons and or Dragons?
I love it.
Mm-hmm. And also play Cyberpunk, Starfinder. I mean, there's tons of, like, make your own game up. Who cares?
Powered by the Apocalypse is, like, a homebrew system that has a ton of different game types. We've played one called Monster of the Week that was, like, Scooby-Doo.
Super fun.
Cute. Yeah.
You will find one that meets your needs. I promise you.
Similar to Monster of the Week Dungeon World.
Oh, that looks good.
Kind of like, my friend wrote this.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout them out. Who are they?
It's Adam Coble.
Adam Coble, Dungeon World.
Play it. It's fun.
All right. Well, thanks for coming back. We missed you and listening to us ramble about the things we love.
We'll be here.
We'll always be here. Our intro is provided by the ever resourceful Noodle, and you can find their band on Instagram at Arcade Mode MKE or on Facebook as Arcade Mode Band. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all is chaotic Nerdtral. Follow us for updates. I always post when I've got a new episode or if we're going to be taking a break. And we are always looking for topic suggestions. So please let us know what we should talk about next.
Let us know.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.